Hi, it's Cheryl from Home on My Making. I wanted to come on today and show you another quick and easy craft. So hopefully this inspires you to do this project with the stuff that you have around the house. So let me know when you are hopping on so I can say hello. And if you want to tell me where you're from, that would be a great idea also. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start with what do I want to say? It's a copy of some birds. So what I went online is I went online and I typed in bird, what's the word? Not transfers, bird templates. So I got a template that had little birds on it, and the reason why I chose this one is because I am going to make these out of material, and I like the fact that they had this other piece that you can layer on top of there. So if you are going to do this project and you know how to make a bird, just make a bird, trace it out, and then put it on cut it out of a piece of cardboard. So what I do is I go online, I find a template, print it out, and then I take a pen and I press really hard on here so that when I lift this paper up, I will have an imprint on my folder, and then I could cut it out. And that's how I get my little template pieces. So as you're hopping on, let me know you're here and we'll go forward with the craft. So that's a good idea if you're trying to find a shape of anything that you can't particularly draw really well. Just go online and look up templates and then print it out, transfer it to a piece of cardboard and cut it out. So that's what I did, and what I did it with was little birds. So as you can see, I cut out the little birds from that picture and I made a little kind of like a thing that I will be able to copy. So I did it on a piece of folder. So if you want to do it on a heavier piece of paper like stock paper or stock craft paper that's heavy, maybe cardboard, or like I used a folder. So let me know you're on here. When you get on, let me welcome you to the page. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of felt. Now this felt is it's the heavy felt. It's kind of stiff and heavy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on an embroidery hoop. And I did do that before going live, and it was a little bit of a challenge because it's stiff, so I fought it a little bit, but I did get it on there. So my next step is to cut it off of the embroidery hoop. And like I said, this is the stiffer felt. If you don't have that, you could use a piece of material, you could use craft paper. Right now you could use whatever you have on hand at home. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut it off of the hoop after I got it on there. Again, you could adapt this whole project to what you have on hand. This is just the inspiration piece. At this time, we just do whatever we can with whatever we have. So that's where I'm at. I'm not going to trim it yet. I will go back and trim the outside of that when I am off of the video. So that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with a embroidery hoop with a piece of felt attached to it. Again, if you only have craft paper, do craft paper. If you only have wrapping paper, do wrapping paper. If you only have fabric, do fabric. Do whatever you need to do in here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to take 2 pieces of twine, and I'm going to hot glue them, let me get that off of there, onto the top of this piece of felt. So I'm going to attach it to one end first. Try not to glue my hand. If you're just watching me, this is a manicure pusher, cuticle pusher from the Dollar Tree. That's what I use to push down the hot glue so I don't burn myself. So then I'm going to go and stretch that across, gluing along the way periodically. So again, adapt this to what you have. If you don't have jute, maybe you have embroidery floss or some other kind of string, maybe some yarn. You could do whatever it takes to create this project at this point. Or you can just use this as your inspiration point when we're all back to crafting regularly. Okay, I'm going to trim this little end off like that. Let me see if I got him kind of even. Okay, so that's what I got. I made that go a little bit up, and you'll see why in a second. Then I'm going to take another piece. Hey, Lainey, thank you for sprinkling that already. And then I'm going to take another piece, and I'm going to come over and kind of cross it a little bit. Like I said, you can do whatever you need to use to do this project. If you only have yarn, use yarn. Let me just get that. So again, if you don't know how to draw a bird, go ahead and download a template off of the internet, like I did, and then trace it out, and you'll have your cutouts for my next stage. If you're just joining me, it's hard to see. You know what? It's getting dark in here. It's probably because it's white. It's white on white. Let me do this. Let's see. How did that work? Can you see that better? Yeah, I guess because thank you for telling me that, Tarita. Thank you. There you go. That looks, wow, look how different that looks. I didn't even notice it. Thank you for telling me that. It's because the felt was white and then the desk is white. And the light, I'm sure. Does that work better for you? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for having my back. So this is what I have so far. So I'm going to put 2 strings like that. And if you're just joining me, I want to show you what I did. I printed off a template from the internet of birds. I just, Googled bird template, and I wanted smaller ones, and I picked out this one. And then what I did is I took a piece of folder and I traced these out with a pencil on this side and made a indent into the folder that I can go ahead and cut. And then I came up with all these little pieces of bird that I can trace out. So that's how I got to that point with the template. And then I put a piece of stiff felt in an embroidery hoop. Again, at this point, you use what you can at home. If you only have fabric, use fabric. If you only have craft paper, use craft paper. But I did use a piece of really stiff felt. So this is where I'm at so far. Then what I am going to do is I took material and I cut out my little birds. I did that one in purple, and then this one in another fabric with another kind of coordinating fabric for the wings. That's why I liked this template, because if you look, it had like a little wing that you can cut another piece out of so that you can stack it on top of the bird. So I did like that template. Then I made another little one, and then I took some felt this time and then made a little heart as his wing on there, and then another piece of felt and another wing. So whatever you do, use whatever you have at home right now. If it's just paper, use paper. If it's just felt, use felt. If it's felt material, use that. Now you see what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these birds across the, let's see. Let's do it this way. I'm going to put the birds on to the, looks like it's a branch. What do you think? Think that's a good placement? So again, you can recreate this and do it with whatever you have on hand at the moment. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to glue these. I'm just going to do the tips because Sometimes the hot glue will make lumps behind the fabric. I'm going to glue him on the branches. So whatever template you download, or if you know how to make a bird shape, it'll be a little bit different. But let's see. Then you'll turn him this way. And like I said, this template came with another piece that you can add to the bird for a wing. So I was able to put another type of fabric in there. So I kind of like that idea when I was looking on the internet for a tutorial, for a template. So this is a cute, easy, simple spring craft. Again, you could modify it to whatever you have on hand. If you only have paper, just do paper. If you don't even have jute, then do yarn or whatever you have. So there you go. So again, you could adapt this to whatever it is that you have on hand. If you only have material, put material here. If you only have paper, put paper here. Or if you have felt, put felt. And then obviously the color coordinating here will make it spring. Thank you, Tarita. So just want to make sure that it's attached. Now you can embellish this as much as you want. You want to add buttons, add buttons. You want to add eyes, add eyes. I just kind of wanted it a little simple spring craft with what we have available right now to work with. So what do you think? Then what I was thinking, I might as well just put a bow at the top. And all I wanted to do is just take a piece of the burlap ribbon. So this comes in a roll. And the difference between this and regular burlap is it does have a seam there. So what I'm going to do is just going to curve the end of this a little bit. Just a little, just to finish it off. See, so I'm just making it a little bit rounded on one side like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, you could make this craft using whatever stuff you have at home. Then I'm going to take another little piece of jute string, and let me put that there. I'm just going to gather this in the center like this. Okay, and then I'm going to tie a little piece of jute on that. And that's going to become my bow. Simple, easy. Again, if you only have ribbon, use ribbon. If you only have regular burlap, use regular burlap. So try to make it. Then I'm going to trim it a little bit more, just to make it a little bit rounded. It's hard to trim this type of burlap because it's got such an open weave. It'll just start to unravel. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to stick that right there. Just like that. I'll tie it around the little knob they have on here. As you can see, tie it on there. Again, simple, simple, simple for right now. You could adjust all of the supplies to fit whatever you have on hand. Take that off of there. I am going to glue that down a little so that it comes down further towards the project. There you go. So there you have it. A little bit of felt, a little bit of fabric, a bird template, some jute to resemble branches. Now you could even use, and I do this a lot too, go out to your yard and you could use just regular sticks. And if you don't have the jute, that would look cute on here. Again, if you don't have an embroidery hoop, do it on a piece of canvas. If you don't have a piece of canvas, do it on a piece of cardboard. Cover it with paper, craft paper, and you can create something like this. So there you go. Another quick craft using a template off the internet or anything else that you know you can draw so that you can put it on here like that. So there you go. What do you think of that? Yes, that's the banner that I put. That's the flower banner, Tarita. I put it back there. I wanted it to go there. And then this banner right here is the one I did this morning. It's the egg shape. There's a tutorial up there from today that I did this. This one was from the other day. And so was this project here that I made those mason jars look like robin's eggs. And then this is today's craft. You love the bell. Yeah, it's simple. You know, you could jazz it up. You can make it very colorful. I didn't want it to compete with this color, so I did just a simple bow like that. Again, if you don't have an embroidery hoop, you can do it on a piece of canvas, a piece of cardboard covered in fabric or craft paper. You can do it on anything. It was just an idea and inspiration to go ahead and craft while we're at home. Thank you, Gail. So, if you have not liked or followed my page by now, do me a favor. Go up to that little thumbs up there and click it. That means you liked it. And I'll be coming on every day for the next month. So, thank you for inspiring me to stay on this page. Thank you, Paula, for sprinkling. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tarita. If you haven't already gone and liked my page, please do so. If you know anybody else that would like this video, please sprinkle it. And I'll be on tomorrow. I came on twice today, so I was on a roll with the templates on the internet. Since we all have access to the internet, we can all get the same information. So thank you for watching and have a great evening. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.